My name is Bonnie Shoden, and this is my husband Ryan Shoden, and we've been attending ABF for just over 2 years. We have 2 children. We have our son Braden, who's 9, and Bella, who's 10.
We met each other online. Her profile had that she wanted a 6'2", blonde hair, blue eye guy, and I was like, this person's gotta be kidding me. They've got a lot of nerve to put something that descriptive in that, but she's pretty. So I sent her a message, and then she had the audacity to say, like, I'm actually funnier on the phone. I'm like, who is this person that thinks they're so funny? And then I talked to her, and she was funny. It was like we were old friends that just met for the first time. It really felt like that.
Yeah.
The reason I went to online dating was I was finishing up with a divorce. Both of our parents are still married. And so I grew up with just my parents being together forever. It wasn't anything that I foreshadowed as happening in my life. So then when it did happen, like I really felt like lost. Like this was not supposed to happen. I had a covenant with God and then I broke it. And on top of this, like it's affecting my daughter and like that's not fair to her. And so I had a lot of pain there.
I'm also divorced, and I felt very sorry for my son. He wasn't at fault in any of this, but he was being raised by a single mom. It was a lot of years of not having faith. I just wanted to be loved so bad, and it wasn't because I wasn't loved growing up or anything like that. It's just I had this hole in my heart. And Braden filled it, temporarily, but once he was in bed, it was just me alone with my thoughts and just very lonely. I had some really bad guilt feelings, and I was not close with God. And feeling just like I had failed my son, I had, just kind of screwed up my whole life and that I wasn't ever going to be redeemed. There was a moment in time where my older sister, sat me down and she's like, your life is not going to change unless you start doing something. And so the next day I was like, I'm going to pray for my husband.
I knew like I had been really blessed in my life before going through that divorce, which I never expected to happen. So I knew God had been so good that it was just a storm that would pass. You have to believe that, God does love you even when you don't feel like it, and He wants to bless you and focus on Him, and it'll come around.
There's nothing that God can't put His hand on and fix and heal and love on. We recognize, we get it, we know that God hates divorce just like any other sin. And it wasn't something that we would ever hope for anyone. But we're also so thankful that Jesus brought our lives back and was able to redeem us and give us a second chance.
Throughout my life, God has always been there, and He was even there when I was like at my lowest point. And He brought me through that, and I feel blessed more than I deserve and I could have imagined.
It's just so amazing, like coming through that other side, being redeemed, having that redemption. It's so amazing.